Hello everyone. So in this class we'll do some practice on DOM. Okay. So to start with, what I'll do is we have already seen how to create tables from array of objects. So today we'll see how to suppose a table is already there. That means we have already created a table from array of objects, and I want to sort the data according to the, let's say, alphabetically sort the table, or reverse alphabetically sort the table, or search some field there. Okay, so let's say we have the array of objects. For example, we have some array of objects here. Let's see. This is the array of objects we have been using for so long. So I'll take this object. So this is the array of objects where we have first name, last name, and all those things. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to sort the table. First I'll create a table using this data, and then I'll try to sort the table according to the alphabetical order of the first name. Okay, let's try to do that. So let me create a file. Let's say DOM sort filter DOM sort search table .html. Okay, so HTML and body. Okay, so first I'll have the data. The data is this, where people is equal to whole array of object. Okay, now I have to create the table. So for table, what I'll do is I'll take a table element. Okay, inside the table, what I'll do is I'll put the header in the t head section. Okay, t head section. So inside the t head, the what it is called, the headers, whatever th, and inside the tr, whatever th would be there, that will be constant, like first name, last name, age, gender, city, and salary. Okay, I'll put it as constant. So I'll put it in a tr. So inside the tr I'll have th. So how many th? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so first one is first name, second one is last name, then we have age, then we have gender, then we have city, and lastly we have the cell. Okay, so the t head is done. So but what next we need to do is, in the t body I'll have the data according to the uh, array of object. Okay, this part is not dependent on the array of the object. I mean, it is not we are not iterating from the array of object and creating it. So that's why I have put it directly as a default header. Okay, but the body, whatever things will be there inside the body, will be created according to the array of objects. That means by iterating to the array of objects. So here I'll not put anything. This will be done in the functionality. And in the table I'll put a border equal to 1. Okay, so this t body I'll put an id equal to, let's say, tb or something, tb. Okay, fine. So here it will be blank. Now what we have to do is, now we have to write the functionality for iterating through the array of objects. Okay, so first we need to have this t body with us. So where t body is equal to document dot get element by id of tb. Okay, this will give us the t body. Then what else do we need? Then we can start iterating through this object, array of objects. Okay, so here I write okay, so what I'll do is, what is the name of the array of object? Name of the array of object is people. So I'll write people dot for each, people dot for each, and then functionality. So I'll have this callback function. So here, what will be the each element? It will be person. Okay. So here, what do I write? People dot for each function, and then I have to create each t row now. First, I have to create the t row. Okay. So where t row is equal to document dot create element of tr. Okay. So first I'll create the tr. Oh, sorry. First I'll create the tr. Then inside the tr I should have 6 tds, right? So I'll create where td1 is equal to document dot create element of td. And what will that td have? td1 dot inner html. Td dot inner html is equal to person dot first name. Okay, so person dot first name. So this same thing we have to repeat it for the other tds. So I'll just copy it and paste it. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I'll just rename it where td2 and td2 dot inner html equal to person dot last name. Then td3 dot inner html is equal to people dot, what is the third property? Age. Then td4 dot inner html is equal to people dot, oh sorry, person dot gender. Then td5 dot inner html is equal to person dot city. And then lastly td6 dot inner html is equal to person dot salary. Okay, fine. Now we have created all the tds. Now we have to append all the tds into the main t row. So what do I do? T row dot append child of so td1 firstly. So I have to repeat this for all the tds. So like this. So td1, td2, td3, td4, td5, and td6. Okay, fine. Now once the t row has all the tds, now we have to append this t row to the t body. So what was the reference that we created? We created t body. So I'll write here t body dot append child of t row. Okay, fine. Now let us save this and check whether we are getting the desired output or not. So reload it, and oh, something happened. So what is the issue? So we have people here, TV is there, and people dot for each. We are creating all these things, function person for each. Okay. So here, yeah, this is the issue. Instead of C, it was S. Okay, save it, go to the browser and reload. Okay. So that means here all the things were wrong. So I'll just replace everything. Fine. I got all the property value. That means all the people are printed in the table. That is fine. Now our objective is to sort the table according to the first name. So let's say alphabetically or reverse alphabetically. So for that, what I will do is I need to have uh, two buttons at the top of the table. One will be A to Z, second one will be Z to A. So if I click on the A to Z, it should sort the table in the ascending alphabetical order. Or if I click on Z to A, it should sort the table in the reverse alphabetical order of the first names. Okay. So first, what I'll do is before the table, just before the table, I'll put two buttons. UTT1 button. So in the button, what do? I write A to Z. Okay. And here I bind one event on click is equal to. So I'll make a what it is called. I'll create a function called sort ascending. Okay. Sort ascending. And the other button, what I'll do, I'll put a margin here. Style is equal to margin right. Okay. Margin right is, let's say, 30 px. Okay, fine. I'll repeat this one more time. So the next button will be sort descending, not ascending. Descending, and it will be text will be Z to A. Z to. Okay, fine. Now we have to define these functions. So what do I do for that? What do I do in the sort ascending and what do I do in the sort descending? So we have already seen the array.sort method. So what does the array.sort method do? The array.sort method will sort an array according to the criteria that we give, and it will also change the original array. Okay, it will change the original array. So that means this people array will be changed once we apply the functionality. So let me write the functionality first. So what do I do? Just after this array declaration, I'll create the function. So let's say function sort ascending. Okay, what this will do? This will take the people array and people dot sort, and here we'll pass the compare function. Function will contain a comma b. It will have the a and b objects. So first, what it will do? We have to when I'm sorting, see these objects may have capital letter as the first letter. So what we need to do is we have to first convert it to lowercase so that there is no mismatch. Everything should be sorted in a proper way. Okay. So what I'll do is first I'll take where fn1 is equal to a dot first name dot to lowercase. In the same way, I have to do it for the next one for b also. So b dot first name dot to lowercase. Now we have the first name and last first both the first names in the fn1 and fn2. Now we'll write the comparison. So if fn1 less than fn2, then return -1, and if fn1 greater than fn2, return 1, and else return 0. Okay. After that, after sorting the array, we have to run this part. Okay, this whole thing should be run after sorting the array. So what do I do is I put this whole thing, this whole part is creating the rows, isn't it? So what I'll do, I'll put this whole thing in a function. So function, let me give a name like create table. Okay, inside a function, and the create table will pass one array. Okay, and here I'll not write people, I'll write array. So now this whole thing I'll pass it to the, I'll put it inside the function. Okay, so what is this happening? Function creatable is taking an array, and using that array it is creating all the rows. Okay, fine. Now this whole function I'll call it inside the sort after sorting it. So immediately after sorting it, what will happen? The main array, people array, will be changed according to these things. Okay, according to the alphabetical order, and then immediately we'll call it here. Call what? Create table. So what will create table of, you have to pass one array here. So what will be the array? That is the people array. Okay, this thing is done. Now let's check this whether this is working fine or not. Now there is a problem here. See, we have created the we have the array of objects here, but initially the table will not be formed. Okay, why? Because we are not calling the create table. Earlier what was happening, we didn't put it inside a function, so these lines were open and they were executed immediately, but now this is inside a function. So one these things will only execute only when we call the function. So initially what we have to do, we have to call the function once here. So create table, and create table function takes an array. So what is the array? People. So initially it will create a table according to the original array, and then when I click on the sort ascending function, that is this button, it will sort it. First it will sort it, and then it will create the array table again. Okay, let's see. So we have this, this is the normal order. When I click on A to Z, see what is happening. The problem is it created from here. Okay, it is sorted, but it created duplicate. So for that, what we have to do is, we have to while we call the create table, we have to remove the we have to empty the t body. Okay, so here just in the create table function, I'll do t body dot inner html is equal to empty string. So now let's see what happens. Initially it is the normal order. When I click on A to Z, it is first removing the emptying the t body, and then it is sorting and putting the sorted array. Okay, it is creating the table according to the sorted array. Now you can see it is in the alphabetical order. Okay, M N O P Q R S. Okay, now let's do the same thing for the reverse alphabetical. So what we need to do, we just need to create another function. That's it. So sort descending, because this is the function that we have put here, right? Sort descending. So here we just need to reverse this. Instead of -1, I'll write 1. Instead of 1, I'll write -1. That's it. Okay. Now save this, go to the browser, reload. Now see, A to Z, it is in alphabetical order. Z to A is reverse alphabetical order. So S to M. Okay, that's fine. That's what I wanted to show you. Now I have another requirement. What is the requirement? I want to search for a name here. So let's say I want a search box at the top of the table along with the buttons. There, if I write P, I should get only those rows. So here all the rows should not be there. Only those rows should be there which are having the name starting with P. Okay. If I write PRAD, if I write PRAD, only this row should come, because the other names are not starting with PRAD. Right, only this row, this person's name is starting with PRAD. If I write PRAV, this line should come. Okay, so what do we do for that? So first, let me create the search box at the top. Okay, so just after the button, I'll create one search box. So that is an input field, nothing else. Input type equal to text. Here, firstly, I need to have an ID. ID is equal to, let's say, search box. Okay, and while I type, I should filter the items. That means the moment I type P, the table should change. So for that, I need to bind it with the key up event. So I'll write on key up equal to on key of equal to one function call will be done, that is the search. So in the search, what will happen? We have to filter the array according to the criteria, that is whatever we put in the search box, and then we have to create one new array, because if we use the filter method, it will create a new array, and we have to apply the for each, that means this function create table, we are applying on ARR. For this case, what was ARR? It was people. But now what will happen? We'll apply filter method, but filter method will not change the original array, original people array, so it will create a new array. So we have to apply the create table on the new array, not on the people array. Okay, so let me create a method here. So let's say function search. So in the function search, what I will write, I will have one variable, let's say filtered people. Okay, where filtered people is equal to people dot filter. The filter, I'll have the callback function. In the function, each object will be person, and here we have to give the condition. So what is the condition? A return. What do I return here? I have to return here. So I have to check for the first name, right? So person dot first name, and the first name may contain capital letter, small letter, anything. So I have to first convert everything to lowercase. So people dot first name dot to lowercase. Okay, so now the first name is converted to lowercase. Now we have to compare this lowercase with the text that we enter. So if the text that we enter is starting this first name, then we have to match it. Okay, so people dot person dot first name to lowercase dot starts with what? The text that we enter in the input box. So for the input box, did we create a reference at the top? We didn't create it, so I'll create it here, where search box is equal to document dot get element by ID of what? That is the search box. Okay, fine. Now we can compare it directly here. So what we'll write here, starts with what? Starts with search box. Again, we may write capital letter in the search box, so we have to convert search box dot value, that is the value that we have entered in the search box. This also we have to convert it to lowercase. Okay, so what will this do? It will match the person dot first name dot lowercase to lowercase with search box dot value dot to lowercase. Okay, we'll compare the each person's first name with the search box value and return the array which is matching with this to filtered people. So now filtered people will have all the people having matching with the text that we enter. Now what we can do? Now we have to create the table. That is, we'll call the create table method, but we'll apply it on not on the people array, but on the filtered people array. This is the new array created due to the filter method. Okay, now save this, go to the browser and reload. Now see, sorting is working fine, totally fine. Okay, now let me search. Let me search for P. What I'm getting two people. Let me write N. I'm getting one person, Nikhil. If I write R, I'm getting a Ria. Now let's say I write P. Then if I write PR, PR is also matching with two people. Even if I write A, even then it is matching with the two people. But the moment I write PRAV, it is matching with only one person. If I write PRAD, Pradeep, it is also only matching with Pradeep. So this way, the sorting can be done. Okay, sorry, the search can be done. So this way you can search for any person like this. And the moment you write like this, and if you keep on removing one letter, again it is matching with PRA. Okay, so if I remove everything, it is matching with everything, so it is showing all of them. Okay, fine, that's it. Now what I want to do is I will do the same thing, but not from some static data like this. Okay, what I'll do is I'll try to fetch some data from some API and then try to create a table from that, and we will sort and search on that. Okay, so I'll use some fake API and try to fetch some data, but I'll be using Axios for that. I hope you are already familiar with Axios. So let's go to some fake API. I'll go for some fake country data. We have some country data on REST countries. There's a website called restcountries.com. So here we get some data. So here we have API endpoint version 3. Don't go for this, go for version 2. When I click on all, I get an API which will give us a lot of country data. Let me show you. I copy this. If I wait, what happened? So if I copy this URL and paste it in the browser and go to that, I get a lot of country data. Okay, so here we have almost around 250 countries data. Each country is having name, capital, currency, and all those things. Many things are there. So we'll see them. But how to fetch the data using this API? We'll use Axios for that. Okay. So first, let me create a new file. So this is DOM Axios table sort search .html. Okay. So HTML. And then what we have to do is we have to have the head section. Inside the head section, we will put the CDN for Axios. So let me go to the Axios site and get the CDN for that. So in Axios website, we have this part. So this is the CDN for Axios. If we use the CDN, we can access all the methods. So I put this. Now I can start using the Axios library. Okay. So here I have the body type. So same things will do, but initially just see what change I will do. So here I have the Axios. So to get the data from this API, we use the Axios.get method. Okay. Inside the Axios.get method, what we do is we pass the URL. We pass the that means desired URL. From that URL, what we do is we will, because that get method will give us a promise. Okay, so let me show you. So here we'll pass the URL as a string. So what URL we want? That is, to go back, this was the URL, right? So this URL, if I paste it here, and then if I write here Axios.get, okay, I am writing it inside the body tag, so I have to put it inside the script tag. Okay. So Axios.get of this, and after that it returns a promise. So I have to use the then method. In the then, I'll use a callback function. What I'll get a response. Okay, in the response. So I'll just do console.log of response, and let's see what are we getting here. Okay, save this, and I'll run this file. So in the console, what am I getting? I'm getting an object. Okay, what is this object? Let's see. So in this object, we have a lot of things like config, data, headers, request, data, status, text, like that. A lot of things are there. But where is our data? We should get all that country data as an array of objects. Where is the data? We have to see. So here inside this object, we have a property called data. Inside this data, we are getting the array of objects. See, you can see array of 250. So 250 countries data is there. Okay. So that means if I do here console.log of response.data, I'll get, see, it takes some time. First, if I reload the page, see, there is a delay, and then the things will come. So that is the server delay. So after that, I am getting all this 0 to 249. So total 250 countries data I am getting. Okay. So if this is an array, if I write response.data of 0, that means I'll get the first element. What is the first element? That is the first country. So that is, here I am getting Afghanistan. So name is Afghanistan, native name something, numeric code 004, population this much, region is Asia, sub-region Southern Asia, alpha 2 code AF, alpha 3 code AFG, like that. Area is this much square kilometer, like that. Calling code is 93. All those things we are getting. Okay. So these things are there for all countries. So many countries are there. So that means if I write response of data, I'm getting so many countries here. So this array of objects will be used to create the table, and then we will do the sorting, filtering, all those things. Okay, first let us display the table. Now the thing is, this data we are getting it, but we are not storing it anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll take a variable, let's say where countries is equal to empty array. Okay, and I'll put all this data into the countries. So the moment I use the get method and get the response, what I'll do is countries is equal to response dot data. Okay, I got the response of data here. Now in the countries we are getting it. So the moment I write here console.log of countries, I'll get the data here. See, okay. But if I write the console.log of countries outside this, that means just immediately after the get method, Axios.get method, I'll get empty array. Why? Because this, in this part inside this, whatever is happening is asynchronous. Okay, it takes time for that. So it is not blocking this piece of code. So it is waiting for the data, it is getting it, but before that this line is getting executed. So at that point the countries is already empty. That's why we are getting empty array. But after some time, only after some time we are getting the response from the server. That's why it is not available here. So the console.log should be here so that we can get the output. Okay, fine. Now the thing is, we have the data in the countries array. Now we can start doing the creating the table. So I'll just go to the previous example and take the table from there. Okay, so I have this table from here to here. I'll just copy it and paste it here. So in the body tag, okay, inside the body I have the table. Next, what we did after creating this table, we have to have this variables. What variables? Where t body and so search box I'll put later on. Let me take the t body now. So I have the t body in the beginning of the script. Okay, fine. Now after I get the t body, what do I do next? After I get the t body, now I can start creating the this function, create table function. So I'll copy this create table function, because this function will run the for each of the country, and it will create the table. So here create table of error t body error dot for each. So instead of person I will write country. So these things are same. Here also 6 fields will be there. So what 6 fields will take? Let's see that. First, let me do one thing. Let this create table be there. We are, unless and until we are calling this function, there is no problem, right? So if I do here console.log of countries, that means console.log of countries will give me the whole array of objects, right? So if I write here countries of 0, I'll get the first object. So let's see the first object once again, what we were having. So here we have so many values, properties. We'll take only some of them. Let's say I will take a name, I'll take capital, I'll take region, I'll take sub-region, I'll take population, and then there is a flag field. I'll use this flag to display the, so this is the image for the flag. Okay, image URL. So I'll use this for displaying the flag image. Okay, fine. So what do I write here? Here, instead of first name, I'll write country name. Then I'll have the capital. Then I'll have the region. Then sub-region. Okay. Then population. And lastly, the flag. Okay. Fine. Now, Now see here what I will do. So first t row will be created, then td1. So td1 will be country. We have the country, right? So country dot name. Okay. So next thing td2 will be country dot capital, and then td3 will be country dot, what is the third value? Country dot region. Okay. Then fourth one will be country dot sub region. Okay, sub region. Then country dot population, and lastly I'll have the so here in the last field I can't directly write country dot flag. What will happen if I directly write country dot flag? It will give me only the string. I don't want the string, I want it as an image. So what I'll do, this is the image URL, so I'll create one image URL here first. That is, first I have to create one image. Okay, so let's say where flag image is equal to document dot create element of img. Okay, image is created. After image is created, I will put flag image dot src is equal to what? Country dot flag. Okay, now the image is created, its src is also set. Now I have to put this image into this td6. Okay, so just see td6 dot append child of what? I have to put the flag image. That is the img tag that I have created. Okay, that is done. Now what is the next thing we have to do? So now all these things will be appended to T row. Okay, T row will have TD1, TD2, TD3, TD4, TD5, and TD6. All are put to this thing. Okay, so remember here in TD6 will not use the inner HTML because it is not text. We are putting another element into another element. So here we will use append child. Okay, fine. So according to this, the things are the rows are created, but we have to call this method here, isn't it? Otherwise, if we don't call this create table method, it will not create the table. So I'll write here create table of what? Create table of countries. Those countries is the data. So countries data will be fetched here according to the response of data, and immediately it will be created here. Okay, so let's save this, go to the browser and reload. So it takes some time. See this, it takes some time because there's a server delay, and then the country details are displayed here. So country name, capital, region, sub-region, population, and the flag. But the flag images are not uniform. Some are big, some are small. So what I can do is I can set the image size here. So here flag image, just after setting the src, I can write here flag image dot style dot src is equal to some, let's say 100 px. Okay, save it, go to the browser, reload. Now see what happened. Flag image dot style, not src, width will set the width, right? So now you can see we are getting the uniform flag sizes. So you can see country name Afghanistan, capital Kabul, region Asia, sub-region Southern Asia, population this much, flag is this. This way all the countries are coming. Okay, now our created table is created. Now we need to do the next thing. What are the next things? Now we have to first do the sorting. Okay, so I'll start with what we did in the earlier case. Okay, so in the earlier case what we did was, first we took these two buttons. Okay, so copy this and paste it at the top of the table. So we have two buttons. Now we need the sort functionality. What was the sort functionality that we had? We had these two things, function, sort, ascending. So first let's do this sort ascending part, and then we'll go for the sort descending. So where did we have it? Okay, just after the Axios.get, I'll create the sort ascending. So here what I'll do is this, instead of we did with the people, so here what I have to do is we'll do with the countries. See, one thing I told you, I couldn't access the countries just after the Axios.get method because this part was not getting executed at that time. But here we can access the countries because see, when we will click on the sort ascending button after we see the table, isn't it? So we are able to see the table, means the table is created. The table is created means what? The table is created from the countries data. That means countries data is already present, that's why we are able to see the table, isn't it? So that means the country's value is holding the all the values at that time. So we can use the countries at this point because the table is already created. But before the table is created, we can't access the countries because it is empty. This part has not yet executed at that time. But at this point, the countries is available. So I can do this countries dot sort of. So instead of a dot first name, I have to write name because we are sorting the name. We don't have a first name property. Same things will happen here. Okay. And create table of, instead of people, I'll write here countries. Now let's check this. Save it, go to the browser and reload. But the problem here is the countries are already in the alphabetical order, so you will not get any difference. Okay, so let us try with the sort descending. Here you can see one change actually. If you see here, this a is not a, it is some special character. So when I sort this a gets removed, it goes to the bottom, I guess. After z we get that. Can you see here? It has come here because JavaScript will treat it as not a normal alphabet, it will take it after z. Okay, so that means the sorting is working totally fine. Now let us go for the sort descending functionality and let's check it with it. So this is the functionality. I'll just copy it and paste it here. And what is the change we have to do here? Instead of people, I have to write countries, and I'll create the table for countries. Okay, remaining all are same. So save it, go to the browser, reload. Now see, when I sort it A to Z, it is sorted A to Z. When I click on Z to A, oh, what happened? The Z to A didn't work. So function sort descending. Okay, sort descending is there. So when I click on call the sort descending, AB less than this, return 1. Okay, here it was first name. That's why it was not working. So you have to put it as name because there is no first name property in the country's data. Okay, save this, go to browser, reload. Okay, now see, A to Z is working fine, Z2 is also working fine. See, this has come before Z. It is in reverse alphabetical order. Again, if I click on A to Z, it is getting sorted in the alphabetical order. I hope this is clear. Now the next thing, last thing that we need to do is the search. So for the search, what do we do? So for that, again, what we'll do is we'll take the input field that we had created earlier. So this input field I'll take and paste it just after the buttons. Okay, now we'll have to define this search box in the beginning. So where search box is equal to document.getElement by ID of search box. Okay, so that I'll put it just after the body. Okay, now we have to use the function search. So this is the function search. I'll take it and paste it just after the sort descending. So here, instead of filtered people, I will write filtered countries. Filtered countries. So instead of people, I'll write countries dot filter. So instead of person, I will write country. So what do I filter here? Country dot name to lowercase. Is it starting with search box dot value dot to lowercase. Okay, and then after this condition is matching, so when I type there T, all the countries starting with T should be shown. If I write there A, all the countries starting with A should be shown. Okay, so create table of filtered countries. Okay, this should create the table according to the search criteria. Okay, let's see. Let me write here Z. What am I getting? I'm getting all the countries starting with Z. Let's say I write here A. Even if I write small a, it is working fine. Even if I write capital A, it is working fine. Why? Because we are using the two lowercase, so that whatever we write, it will try to match it irrespective of the case, whether it is upper or lower. Okay. Let me write here B. I'm getting all the countries. Let me write BA. I'm getting all the countries having BA. Okay. If I write BAH, I'm getting the country starting with BAH. BAHA will give me only one country. Okay, so this is how the sorting will work. Okay, let me try India. I'm getting only one country. If I remove A and I, I'm getting two countries, India and Indonesia. Okay, so this is how it is done. I hope it is clear. So this way you can use Axios along with the DOM methods to get fetch some data from a given API, and then create some UI. Here we are creating tables. Sometimes you can create list items and all those things, and you can apply sort functionality and search functionality on all those things. Okay, I hope that is clear. Yeah, I'll end it here.